Hello, and welcome to, I believe this is the first match for us for Rainbow Six in the Spread the Love charity tournament.
UMF starting on defense and UC starting on attack. We're gonna get right into it. UMF banning a ram out. Very good utility op. Already gone out early. Dokkaebi, pretty standard ban. Keep in mind, everyone, these are ranked rule set matches, not the traditional collegiate or comp rule set. So this would be best of whatever it is, first to 4 with first to 6 in OT. Instead of first to 7.
Well, first to 5 in OT, this is ranked playlist, so first 4 win by 2 or first to 5 overall. Either way, gonna be faster maps, and we're gonna be playing a best of 3. The maps for today, for this match at least, we got Nighthaven, where we see UC is gonna attack first, and then we've got Sky, where it's gonna flip to UMF attacking first, and then Cafe as our decider. Should we need to go to map 3?
Which would be quite interesting, considering Cafe is not a very popular map, so very interesting to see it on the last map there.
Definitely one of the older maps in the pool. I haven't seen it played nearly as much recently, just because, well, I think teams are starting to get a little used to it. And it never really became that staple map like Oregon did. Though I've seen some teams, notably I watched a Akron-Georgia game the other day, where they played mining. I'd never seen mining played in comp before, so maybe there's some fresh stuff coming in, especially with the zombie and all these powerful defenders.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of pro league teams that really don't like the top floor in Cafe. But back to what we have here, it's not Cafe, but is indeed Nighthaven. We'll see UMF go down to the bottom floor or basement. Same thing. The pretty standard lineup. They have the Mirror out and the Valk, two ops you would have seen banned about 4 years ago. In every single game now get to be played on this somewhat brand new map.
Yeah, it's still kind of new. I'm seeing a lot of new ways people are playing, depending on how much you want to extend or whatnot. Different teams will play different ways, and it's still, the meta is still really starting to be defined on it.
And we'll see UMF extending upstairs, getting that vertical control, trying to keep that for as long as they can, most likely. Reinforcing off garage, holding onto that first floor. See double hard breach from UC with the thermite and the ace, so they can get every single wall open for all the floors they would like. Very likely a slow, controlled, clear the entire map out from the top down, maybe the middle floor down, depending on where they had any pre-placed drones. Try and clear out these UMF players on the first floor, which is that. Ooh, gets caught out by Pop very early on. Not exactly ideal for UMF, though. It is still early in the round. They have the opportunity to make a comeback here with She Left Me in a interesting position.
I played the bait on the drop, dropping over that railing made it sound like he fell back, but well, pushed back up and now droned out. Flash is coming in. It's going to force him to play all the way back, and that's going to be the roam clear done in just over a minute.
That's a very quick roam clear from the side of UC. Now they can get to work with any vertical play they might have, though they don't have a lot, only some breaching charges on the Ash, open some hatches, and then maybe perhaps rotate downstairs to get the outside walls open as well. Start to work and execute. Maybe get a free pick or two. You see them pop over the Mirror, but left click gets the vert onto DuckDuck, and then Ryda gets a team kill onto She Left Me. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Probably just a bad C4. Maybe it fell down from the ceiling or didn't quite arc up enough. Very unlucky for the side of UMF in the first round here.
And our execute starting to get set up. Looks like they'll be going for an Arsenal side execute. It's an exo drop. There goes Pop on the entry. He's going to be thermite entry, but he's getting in there first, and Diffuser is going to go outside where it's been smoked off. Green with the case and Pup in sight.
I'm not sure that UMF is aware of this. No, they are not. Picks up the mirror, picks up the smoke from left click and Seldo. Now a 4v1, all up to Ryda to try and get this round back. It's a pre-fire and doesn't get it as Bridge picks off Ryda. First round goes to University of Cincinnati pretty decisively. It was a very quick roam clear, very clean execute, and just kind of pushing in off of UMF not really looking the right way at the right time.
Yeah, and that's what really happens when you have such a successful roam clear. They did that in just about a minute, leaves 2 minutes to set up and execute. And yeah, they lost Duck Duck to the Vert, but they had all the time in the world to play that Vert the other way and start to clear out utility. You saw him shoot that mirror window before he went down. That allows the entry towards site. That allows Pup to walk in basically uncontested, and from there it executes nice and easy.
For sure. Now we're going to see UMF take a change of pace, go up to the top floor. Bring a similar but different lineup. Instead, no Mira, no Valk. Bringing the Warden. And I believe the Jaeger instead. I'm not sure.
And
Probably a
Bandit
similar-
Barbed Wire.
I won't lie. Bandit Barb is actually not that bad. I've been playing it more. I'm trying to get out of that mentality of bringing a C4 is always good.
There's not as much to C4 on this site.
Yeah, there's not a ton, especially if you're not bringing the Valk or any of utility to be able to get that vertical play. Plus, not a lot of operators have barbed wire anymore, or really bring barbed wire. So,
And if you're not going to run the
Having
Fenrir, then having that area denial, that early warning that someone's entering there is really nice.
exactly. I suspect we're gonna see. Oh, gonna see maybe a bandit trick from Ryda. But Bridge will go down to try and contest this with the vertical angle. Or they go for it, and at the same time we can see the other side of the map we have Duck Duck and Pup. They're gonna try and open the Parkside wall. Very good double strike here. Now the Ash gets the bandit off the wall, and they're able to open this for free, or almost free.
Well, they do get the IT wall opened a little bit, but as you can see,
Wow,
Bandit Charge came back online. That Ash Charge from below did not clear the one bandit off the wall. Too far to the
actually-
side.
that had to have been just barely. That must have just barely gotten that, because that was a very close EMP ace charge, and that's pretty unlucky, I'd say.
Yeah, really unfortunate, but Dark Matter does have extra charges, and if they need anything else, they have all 3 Heartbeat operators, so they shouldn't have too much of an issue clearing the rest of that out, and that sounds like what they're going to be doing here.
Yeah, seems they want to have a little more control into top garage, spotting out the bandit, who's dancing with them. just running
Playing
around.
chicken. The Dark Matter
Playing
takes some
chicken.
shots.
Right, all getting tagged up, but still holding that position, but does get picked out by Dark Matter on the top mez door. Pup gets shotgun down by the smoke. Not quite sure what happened there. Maybe he tried to jump, probably tried to jump in that window, it seems.
A little bit too aggressive in the entry without the info, and as the rest of his team starts to take over garage side, UMF's done a great job stalling out so far, and now UC is going to be forced to flood into sight here.
And you can see 3 players that are going to have to walk in through the single door unless... No, there's no more hard breach charges on the ace, so... Gonna have to just walk in through one of 2 doors, but Dark Matter does turn it in their favor, gets another pick onto Zat. Potentially, no. The Warden downs the Ash. And now it's an effective 1v3 on a sliver of HP. Gets 1 pumped. Second round goes to UMF.
Unfortunate timing for Bridge on the Aqua entry. Took his gun down just at the last possible second when he got swung, but she left me on that smoke. 3 kills close range with that shotgun.
And that's what happens when you're kind of forced into these close combat engagements. Just through these couple of doors on the top floor, or I mean, really anywhere, but they had to walk through only a couple holes, and Smoke played that really well. Quite the contrast from round one.
Yeah, the bandit tricking and the mute jammers slowed down that wall breach just enough. I mean, that's exactly the opposite around, as you said. Round one, UC has really fast drum clear, gets to their execute on site as early as they want to, has all the pressure in the world. That round, complete opposite. UMF does a great job stalling them out, and that leads to a rushed execute where, well, it's easy pickings for UMF.
Now we'll see if UMF can try and get some similar results on this bottom floor here to try and contrast that first round again. Hopefully not get picked off quite as early. Try to stall out UC for as long as possible before dropping back or trading out. But I believe this is the exact same lineup from the first round, so hopefully they do make some adaptations.
Definitely looking like you're going to set up another spawn peek attempt. Saw that last round, or the first round on the Warden?
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
I'm not quite sure. This is something I haven't seen in forever. Outside Valcam.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Throwing it back to, what, year 5? It's been forever since they changed that. Barely misses the C4. Duck reads into it. Manages to dodge it, I believe. At least it seemed that way. Also, I want to mention quite the interesting pick from Pup here. They're actually bringing out the Ying this round as well. So trying to change it up a little bit on their attack this time, just to keep things different. Though we can also see the Valk and the Legion starting on the top floor instead of the middle floor. Perhaps trying to work their way down and fall back slowly instead of trying to go for a trade.
And definitely stalling it a lot more now. UC is barely taking any map control, and there's still 2 roamers upstairs. And a minute into the round already. UC has entry in a garage and warehouse, but that's about it.
Quite the difference from round one. I mean, UC barely in the map, whereas at this point, I believe they had all of the top 2 floors and was getting a lot of vert open and working the map. And Valk still holding up here.
Well, this could be our first gunfight of the map. Or around there we go.
Oh, she left me taking out Bridge on quite the favorite gunfight for the Valk. Unfortunate gunfight for the IQ. I think she pulled out her scanner right then. And just got demolished.
You know, that points to a lack of intel on the side of UC. And you see now the drones are coming up more aggressively. Spotting out Zadia. I'm not sure you saw that drone, but you don't drone ahead and you're trying to clear out utility.
Some good trigger.
Maybe they didn't drone him out. Ow, Cream barely escapes with his life.
Barely. Almost gets the kill, but being up 5-4, a minute left on the clock before the attack can really do much of anything here. It's looking good for UMF.
Exu's gonna have to start coming in at some point soon here. Looks like it's gonna be a similar side execute, but position's not quite there. Pop in sight and Duck playing the breach. Rest of pressure coming down from Cargo. Is it gonna be enough to get entry? Pop his first kill.
Wow, now we're back into an effective 1v4 again on the basement site. All up to left click. On the Mira.
15 seconds to go.
Planting on the
10
opposite
seconds left.
site. Gets the first pick down to a 1v3 effectively. Loses a lot of HP in process.
Very tough post plan with where that diffuser is placed. You see to play very back, and you see they got that 180 crossfire from Cargo. Lexi's gonna have to push into a 180 fight here, and that's a tough fight to win.
Might be able to go for the pickup. Actually, almost.
That does get the pickup, but
Cream comes in and reads the pickup and cleans up the Mira.
yeah, off of a really good stall by UMF, UC manages to sneak that round in. Looks like mostly just 1v1s on 3 entry points. That main breach, the Animus breach, and Cargo stairs. And as you were saying, they got to get the entry going. 3 kills ring out, and at that point, as you're saying, it's a 1v4. That's a near impossible fight, no matter who you are.
it would have taken quite the play to bring that round back. But I have noticed that walking into Simulacrum and once you have those outside walls open, you have that vert pressure, it is
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
very difficult to hold that bottom floor because there's so many angles you have to hold, and I feel like that's what happened to a lot of the defenders there. Just trying to look at every single possible angle all at once and listen for every little thing, and they just get caught with their pants down. A lot of them were tagged up beforehand, so
Attackers
Absolutely.
discovered the location.
And as we mentioned earlier, this is going to be a ranked playlist, so it's going to be first to 4 win by 2 or first to 5 overall for this map, which is a little bit shorter just to keep things moving, as we got 2 more matches to tonight, the semifinals game and then the finals.
10 seconds remaining.
One of these teams of whom will be in that finals match, playing for a trophy prize. If we haven't mentioned already, everything here, this is going for charity, so you got donation goals in the chat and around the stream. There's all sorts of links and everything. Make sure you donate, and all goes to a good cause. We're donating to Red Cross this year.
yes, sir. And I believe the next donation goal is at $500, which I think is making some of the admins eat some awful flavored jelly beans. So, I'd like to see that on stream. Get your donations in. Moving on to the second half here. Going on to a first floor site where you see. I don't hate this.
It's a similar attack to what UC was doing, trying to clear these bandits off the wall. And it's Bridge on the trick, but watch out for Dark Matter playing up close.
He might be able to get the read into this. Or he might get swung. Ooh.
Nice to
Barely
not hop
missing
out.
each other. Definitely playing the patience game there. Let's see, UMF starting to take control of this top floor. It seems okay. So we got Bandit and Fenrir on the top floor, holding it down still. Minute 30 left on the clock. UMF needs to try and get some control, and here they can go, getting the first pick onto the castle. About to pop on the flank on the stairs. Early. Ooh, man advantage leveled out by Dark Matter with the nice little floor C4, I believe, and the double swing coming out is Zat picking up Duck, and she left me picking up Dark Matter. Now a 4v2 with both players separated. All UMF would have to do at this point is trade each other out.
Yeah, really good entry there from UMF. It's a bunch of picks, catches these players from UC, just not quite ready. So one of them looking at the ceiling. I'm looking for a drone, maybe. I'm not sure. No flying drones in attack, but
I think it was looking for 4 holes maybe to try and get a jump in or something. I'm not quite sure what he was looking at there. And now they know where the bandit is, and he's rotated down. They know they have this top floor control. They have 30 seconds left, which might not seem like a ton of time, but it actually is quite the amount of time. And Cream picks up a pick, he picks up 2, evens it out for a 2v2. Picks up 3! Now UMF going from a 4-2 down to a 1v2. And he's getting pinged probably by Valcams upstairs. This is not the situation you want to be in if you are UMF. Only 10 seconds left. Gonna have to jump in this window. Go for picks. And Bridge picks up the final pick. What a swing round swing amount of picks from Cream there. Just 1, 2, 3
picks off the vert like that. Yeah, I was about to say, you see the yellow pings coming up. Those Valcams upstairs still active, is feeding live information, and Cream did a great job capitalizing on that. And honestly, saves that round for UC.
That was very clutch. I would not have put money on that round going UC's way, just based off of a man advantage and everything. But that was a very clutch play. Now UC opting to go down to the basement level here, liking to play a lot of that vert. We'll see
And so
how
far this
UMF
game-
works.
So far this game, basement's not been a site that's worked out well for the defense. UC, they're going to bring out a very different lineup. No Mira, bringing out the Cade and a Assel and a Fenrir. This is a completely different lineup to what we saw UMF bring in when they played the site.
For sure. And UMF definitely seemed to want to bring bring the Valk for the vertical, potentially C4 play, get the information out, and then bringing the Mira for the information on the horizontal. But it just didn't work out for them, especially with the vert control lost. And here with the castle and the Fenrir, I think that will actually be a little more effective on this Rome castle, just being able to edit the map in quite the unique way to block off doors upstairs and create this kind of new puzzle for UMF to figure out, and something they probably haven't seen before. Pup getting aggressive there, or just not reinforcing in time. Not quite sure.
Yeah, like I said, off in time, it looks like it's probably going to get opened right up if it's good for them. Thermite backing off that, so maybe not.
I believe this is a one. Is this a 1-2-2?
No, there's one on the top floor.
Yeah. Two in
Two
the
on the
middle
mid
and
floor,
two
yeah.
on the bottom. They UC
Heavy
definitely
extension.
dedicating a lot of resources to holding this vertical.
And you see those castles in place, they're isolating these entry points, making it such that you can't set up crossfires with your teammates on attack. So you're going to be forced into funneling into the defender crossfires.
Or using utility to open up the castles, which not a lot of range utility. I think the only range utility they had to get rid of castles would be Buck with a gaunt, if he has one. Everything else they have to get up close and personal, which might not work out for them.
Blood coming in from warehouse. Looks like Duck Duck's going to be the first target.
Swing and a miss. Gets one, downs another. It's actually Bridge upstairs on the balcony getting these picks. Gets a third on the balcony jump in. Gets a fourth, he's on for an ace.
But stolen by Duck
Just
Duck.
steals it with a one tap or two tap, I think. Wow.
Yeah, that's a one tap in my books.
Ooh, that's a one tap. And with that, stolen ace. UC win map 1 4-1. I'm honestly, I would have liked to have seen a little more out of UMF there. Obviously, this wasn't their map pick, and a lot of teams potentially not very comfortable in Nighthaven.
I think also Nighthaven's a slightly more attacker-sided map, and especially when you've got
Really?
lower round count. At my books, it is.
I find that if you know how to play Nighthaven, it can go either way. But if you're playing against a team that doesn't know the map, it seems very heavily defender-sided. Just trying to deal with that garage presence and trying to deal with vertical play is very unique compared to the other maps.
Yeah, what I found in my admittedly limited comp experience on night was a lot of deep angles on attack. Lots of great ways you can poke your gun straight across the map and set up long cutoffs, which really helps you cut off roamers, which had a big impact there on both defenses. Defenses that went well, it was the roamers that stalled it out for a while, or there where the entry came in on the last round that came mostly through warehouse, that top floor roamer to play top in warehouse. Bridge getting 4 kills from there because, well, there was no real contest up there yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know if they opened the IT wall. They had the window
Oh.
open. I don't know if they had the door open. It
It's-
seemed like they just didn't
warehouse.
pressure all at once at the right time. I could see the idea. You know, let's flood in warehouse. We can maybe just drop the hatch or take some control and then take it fast, but it just didn't work out for them.
Well, if Bridge isn't there, then Duck Duck and Storage is, well, worst case, you trade him out. And there's your entry
That's
point.
true. That is very true. Perhaps a classic siege in the right place at the right timing incident, but a 4K, I don't know.
Definitely played that well.
Definitely the right place.
For sure, for sure. Our next map, though, going to be one that's a bit more different. Not as much debate about which side is the stronger side on Skyscraper. Up to what, a 65% defense win rate or so in Pro League?
I
Insanely defender-sided.
want to check. I really want to check the stats because I believe you're correct.
Oh, that was
um,
before Year 9, I'm not sure what it is with the new changes out. I'd imagine that
I
the
can't
Monty has been so
imagine.
popular.
That is true. Monty, especially
Monty's
pushing
been
on
really
karaoke
popular.
and T.
And Monty has
Monty is
been really strong. Yeah, just in general, it was already strong on this map, and with the shield buffs, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we see a Monty ban come out for this map, just because of how strong and impressive he is.
I believe Skyscraper at SI, Skyscraper was the most defender-sided map at a 70% defensive win rate.
There you go, even higher than what I thought.
Yeah. So definitely defender-sided, and from my experience, at least playing ranked, throughout this year, it still definitely feels very defender-sided, unless you have a very experienced Monty player, which can really help on this map. I think the thing is with Monty is that Monty is probably one of the best ops in the game right now, but
I agree.
also one of the most difficult to play. And it requires a lot of learning to play Monty well to that level. And you have to have teammates who play around you. So
Yeah, absolutely. Completely different operator to most other ops. I mean, you don't really have a gun. Just shields in general are different than pretty much every other operator in the game. And as you said, team play is required. Is you're able to force your way into space, but if you force your way in solo, one-on-one, it shouldn't be too hard to beat a Monty, especially with all the utility the defenders have.
with the year 9 changes, the one-on-one against the Monty is actually basically
That's true.
impossible.
That's true.
Unless you
the shields buff's
have-
crazy.
And that's part of why I think Monty is overpowered. Given Monty the blitz run, the bash, and the ability to fully extend and all the power he had before, you can really bully a team that doesn't know how to deal with a Monty, and it's. I think that eventually more teams are going to kind of realize this and pick up on it. Or teams are going to have to really consider playing around the Monty, or just banning it outright.
That was some of the stuff that I was starting to do with my team towards the end of this comp season was out, especially then when, looks like we should be good to go.
I was going to say, I
But-
think we're ready on both sides, but yeah.
Especially towards the end of the season, once that year 9 patch came out, if we didn't need dedicated hard breach, I was playing Monty, and I was taking Monty, like secondary hard breach and diffuser, and putting a gun behind me and walking in. And if you got a
Yeah.
good gunner, that works out really well.
For sure, and perhaps we'll see some of that Monty play on Skyscraper. UC starting on defense, this might be an uphill battle for UMF. We'll have to see what side of the map this is, but I'm not holding my hopes up. Nothing with either team, just with this map. It's one of a coach I talked to a lot. The Twitch ban is actually very interesting. Why?
Here's my thought is the amount of extension that you do on defense, the amount of utility you bring out for that. Twitch is really good at clearing those out, as well as all those cameras. If you clear out all the defender utility, then it's really hard to hold a lot of those extended positions, which means your roam clear goes a lot faster, which can be a real challenge on a map as big as Skyscraper.
But surely Flores would be a better ban.
It depends
not only
on
can you deal
when utility
with-
gets brought.
I guess Twitch can deal with Fenrir and procs, so you can deal with those, but also not being able to deal with shields. I don't know.
Like the first
Oh.
attacker selected. There he is, the Monty.
Monty
what you're saying.
Yang, Gritty. Oh, I think this is gonna be UMF have. This is UMF's map pick, because who wouldn't pick defense on Skyscraper? Let's be real. And I think they have prepared for this map. I think they have stratted this out on both sides, and I think this will be. Maybe this will be a little bit of a wake-up call for UC to
Attackers need to locate and
get back into it on defense after that last round on Nighthaven.
Well, you see,
We'll
definitely
see.
starting off with the advantage here, given that they won the last map and they're starting defense on this one. But the Monty pick, as you were saying, I'm really hopeful for this. I'm really looking forward to see what UMF does with that Monty. If left click, ironic name giving me playing Monty, but if left click is Great at playing Monty. This could be really fun attacking half from UMF.
Yeah, I would expect, unless they're going for some ooh, bit of a, I think they're making out there. This is, you know, all the love on this stream.
Yeah, go spread the love, guys. You got three other teammates.
Spreading the love right here, yeah. Oh, we got. We have Duck Duck winning the rock paper scissors game.
But the wall stays soft.
But what is
that wasn't even
wildly
gonna matter.
concerning, though, is that they have 3 players clustered up right there, playing rock paper scissors, and UMF is looking ready to just take top black. I think they're just gonna go for it. And now that taking a bit too long, they have to rotate back. Man, if they had gotten in while they were just playing rock paper scissors, that could have been a catastrophe.
And then Goyocam burns extra time though.
That is true.
Make sure that you see has time to get back in here.
Given that time, I'd love to see someone. I don't know. Maybe a little stretch them a little thin. But having someone holding like shrine, window, just holding that retreat back, and Ryda gets shellacked by Dark Matter on the TCSG. On Goya.
It looks like
Very
there's
interesting.
the footholes.
Ooh.
The Bucks would start getting up towards the top black stairs, and that's gonna be the cross that they need to maybe get some entry going here.
You know, that meant without that ace, it's gonna be hard for them to actually get into the site, especially since they don't have any secondary hard breach.
Yeah, and that karaoke wall is all reinforced.
I think they might have to just try and walk forward here. Maybe with a flank, but no, it gets shut down by Saito gets shut down by Cream downstairs, and now he's gonna potentially come up black stairs. Zach gets a trade onto Dark Matter though. Starting to bring this back, and the trade onto the Bandit from She Left Me. Brings us back to a 3v3, down to a 2v3. Effectively a 1v3 with the Monty. Now an actual 1v3, but it's a Monty, and this is a rough situation for Left Click, and tries his best, but
Yeah, losing that hard breach early really hurts. With no secondary breach, can't get in that karaoke wall. And got the entry
That
up
is-
black, but then couldn't get into sight because of that. Of all the ops to lose in the first pick, that hurts.
I'd almost want to rotate the ace. No, because you can throw. I don't know how the ace got picked. Like, you can totally get the wall without. I guess it was through the floor hole.
I flipped to it a little late. I think
that would make
that he got a
sense.
shot. Dark Matter just got a shot through the footholes, the side of the Monty. Maybe as he was going for the ace charge.
That is
It's just
That is
unfortunate
rough.
timing.
rough. You really want your Monty to be covering that for you.
Yeah, at the same time,
But-
you do have to expose yourself a little bit to throw the charge.
True. All a gamble, and doesn't matter as we go into the next round. Gonna see a little more of a standard lineup from UMF, bringing the Thermite this time instead of an ace. Get these outside walls. No Thatcher or anything, so probably have to get through with Vert or EMPs on the Gridlock, perhaps. And then on UC, we're bringing out the Frost, trying to deny these window jump-ins. Bring a shield. I feel like Frost is also an op that
Attackers must locate
isn't necessarily played as much as. Holy shit, she's really good right now, in my opinion. Maybe I just
High
really like
damage gun,
Frost
decent enough fire rate. Now with an ACOG.
and shield.
I remember when
And
the
your-
extended barrel changes came out and added that extra damage. We loved playing the
Ooh.
Frost, but
Oh, almost getting his head taken off. Just free firing these windows.
a ton of utility on those default cams though. This guy's one of those maps you can get a lot of the cams from outside, and that really limits the defender until early on to the round.
Very true. I think they have what, like 1 or 2 left.
Not many for sure.
I think they have exactly 2. They have the top house and I guess they have bottom house. And no, that's it. Yeah, 2. Ooh, Pup gets cut off on the terrace repel, but gets traded out by Dark Matter. Gets traded out by left click on the jump out, and then picks up another kill into Duck Duck.
A bomb has been located.
What
All
a
of a sudden,
sequence.
4v2 for UMF, all from a kind of unnecessary vault. I think that's what happened, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't switch to him because I didn't expect him to hop out, and well, he decided he would, and I just
Just
up
gave
getting caught out, overcooked a little bit there, just a little bit overheated. Got the kill on the rappel, hopped out, and well, it was not him for that next fight.
shouldn't have let him cook. But it did give UMF the opening they were really needed in this round. Crack this nut open, but the flank and the diffuser drop.
Huge pick from
Huge
Bridge.
pick,
Nesmir
but-
fed all the way back as Cream is still holding this top house stairs. So Bridge is gonna be able to get back to the site, even though they might not be able to get all the way back. The cutoff is that on that Buck sitting up close in top shrine. They're all looking backwards. They're still worried about Bridge.
Seems to be the case, and I'm not sure. Seems
Yeah.
seems odd that Bridge was able to just walk up when they had the gridlock in the lineup as well.
Oh, they were scared of
Yes,
the
they were
flank still.
occupied.
And so as they were turned
Yeah.
around, juggle the position, Scream gets back deeper into sight, and Bridge takes a spot up in top house.
You see setting up pretty good defensive positions for this 3v2. UMF gets the pick onto Bridge though. Now a 3v1. They're gonna don't know where the Frost is, and they figure it out real quick. Get the trade onto her, and that's a round for UMF.
Yeah, and
It's
that
even
one round
1-1.
attack win, that might be all you really need on Skyscraper. You saw it in the finals, in the majors. A lot of times Skyscraper would go 5-1 on defense, and then flip that 1-5 for the team attacking next. Lots of OT games on Skyscraper because of that.
And if UMF managed to find this second round on attack, I mean, it seems almost sealed for UC after the side swap. You know, getting two defense rounds on Skyscraper, especially when it seems that UMF are a bit better prepared for this map. Aside from that, the first round was a bit of a unlucky gambit, I guess. I'm not quite sure the right word. It was just unlucky. They had the right idea. But
No,
UC
absolutely. I
opting to
think
go-
that would have worked had they not lost the ace.
I agree. I think that if they had lost like the lion or something else, or the buck maybe, it wouldn't have been as bad. But moving past that, UC deciding to go down to Barbecue Kitchen. Very interesting, but it makes sense considering they held on to Karaoke Tea. No problem. Might as well be able to hold the rooms downstairs below it. See
That
how
keeps things fresh. Also
Yeah,
negates
especially
the
with
Monty a little bit here.
s-
Less viable for this bottom floor attack. There's more angles down here, and it's a little bit tougher to play in if you're a Monty.
Very true, but it is also a little tougher to defend since you do have to have quite a fair bit of map control in order to effectively defend it. You kind of want to hold the entire top floor or the entire bottom floor, and then you have to extend up above the site. So
UC is not doing that at all. It's just Pup on this side of the map by house. Looking to play for a nitro kill, but every other defender is over on the other side by site or above it. Pup's not been droned out. He might be able to get a nitro pick here.
I think right now he's just kind of holding his position, giving the intel. So chasing around this player upstairs.
But they ran right past him now onto the hard floor, and he's not going to get a nitro kill from here.
We expect Pup to reposition. It's a very interesting shield on top black, or not black, top of main stairs there. Or house, or, I don't know what the stairs are called. Restaurant
Upstairs,
stairs?
yeah. It's pretty
Yeah,
aggressive,
that's
but
it. I kind of like it.
I do too.
Might steal this for my ranked games.
Absolutely. And Dark Matter bringing out the K trick from below for the
Oh,
geisha
that's a
wall.
tough one.
That's
know
really
if he
tough.
got
I like
it.
that.
I think he did get it.
He's still got one in
That
pocket.
is-
Yeah.
Ooh, not looking into Geisha, but gets shredded out. 4v4. Cross position given away and traded out again as Pup gets a kill somewhere else. Dark Matter gets a C4 kill,
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
bringing UC to the man advantage. UMF not quite sure what to do, not quite in a position to just do anything. They're a bit disjointed. And she left me getting the pick onto Duck Duck, bringing this to an even 2-2. And then left click getting a pick on a Pup. Now it's a 2v1.
Really great kills there and great positioning to set up those crossfires, just ensure those kills. And now they've got the man advantage back from a deficit. And Dark Matter's left in a tough spot here. No Nitro, no real utility to help him out. Just gonna have to play these gunfights. And it's gonna happen soon. 20 seconds left. It looks like it's gonna be a kitchen drop.
Yeah, I think the advantage that Dark Matter has here is that UMF doesn't know where he is.
10 seconds.
So they're gonna have
They
to
don't.
just they're gonna have to try and guess and just
5 seconds remaining.
kind of hope for it. But no, UMF gets the second attacking round on Skyscraper. with some
That
nice little
is
trades.
huge. This is a huge round right here. Not just because they won a round, not just because they've got the lead, but the lead attacking first on Skyscraper. As you said earlier, 70% defensive win rates.
This is looking real good if you're UMF, especially
Absolutely.
since this is their map pick. They definitely have some. So they definitely have to have some idea how to play defense here. So we'll see if
That one would
UC
hope.
can
If you pick the map.
exactly. So we'll
Sky
see if
of all
UC
the
is
maps.
able to, bring it back. Looks like they might try what
Attackers need to locate
UMF did in the first round.
An uphill battle for them here. Look at this karaoke wall getting
Sure.
fully reinforced again. Gonna be Dark Matter this time bringing the ace. Hoping to avoid what he did to UMF that first round.
Well, let's see. It looks like UMF are setting up to play top black with the shield and the ADSs. So
10 seconds left.
this, if they try to go for a direct push at the Monty here, that might not work out. They'll have time to rotate around. They have the smokes to smoke off the Monty.
Yeah, and you'll commonly see players, the attack will work their way up these black stairs, up the back, and that would get a nice shot on the back of the shield player. But there's the verts. Right there.
Yeah.
That's going to cover the entry points.
So we'll have to see what UC's idea is here. It looks like they're going to take it slow, not just run in with the Monty and hope for the best and actually drone things out. Got the IQ. They can see that top black is set up.
Monty's actually going to go in the first floor. Up in
That's something
restaurant.
that I've seen a few times, and I kind of don't hate it. It's just, enter a few people up this way. If there's no one playing that vert, you can really capitalize on it.
It currently isn't. That's not quite looking at it, but they hear him below.
Yeah,
Now Shadow's got
totally.
his turn. He's got his gun turn around now, looking for the Monty. This could
There's
actually
the
be
first
bridge with
pick.
the opening pick.
Wait,
Oh, clue from where?
I'm
Jump
in-
stairs.
Oh, on the stairs. Yeah. Oh, but there's trades.
Whoa!
And it's just a swamp for UC as they walk in, getting trade, or pick. Not even a trade.
Spent too much time
Alright,
looking for that warden.
Yeah.
And UC
they-
managed to. I was gonna say they lost their ace and then they got 3 more kills. So, guess that's not a problem for them.
I think they just ended up. They got that pick on that Jaeger. It was just holding top black, and once they got that first pick, they could just flood in. Walk into the Monty's giving the intel. You got 2 guns behind it, and not a lot you can do there. The tech pause has Siege does Siege things and likes to not behave. Caught it early enough though. we'll see the rotate here from UMF though, which I quite like. So, kind of just saying, hey, that didn't really work very well. Let's go somewhere else, reset it, and bring it back. Both teams only need 2 rounds here.
And I think especially with the rank settings, if you lose a site, and especially how that site wins, it makes sense to not go to that again. Usually in comp, you can take a second, a third crack at it, but here you take a second crack at it and it doesn't work out. It's a huge risk if it doesn't work out, and you've lost 2 of your defenses. Wouldn't want to give away that attack lead you got in the first half so easily.
Glanced over, and it seems that someone has put down $100 on the poll for UMF to win it all. And it seems there also was another donation on the poll for UC for $100 to win it all.
Well, it looks like we're gonna need some more donations then. Can't have it tied.
Not sure if that was from earlier or not. I just now got to look at them. I believe they're anonymous donations. Thank you very much. It's going to a good cause. Don't forget, plenty of time on stream to go donate if you'd like. Plenty of time in the night to poll for your favorite team to win this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. We already got this first game here. It's between Cincinnati and Michigan Flint. And then we've got another game coming after this, the other semifinals game, and that is between, who is that? It's Georgia and Liberty, right?
Yep, that'd be right.
The winner of this game and the winner of that game will be in the finals, playing for a trophy prize. Of course, all donations, everything that you guys are doing in chat and donating for us, that all is going to charity. Red Cross is the charity we're supporting this year. It looks like our players are getting back into the lobby, so we should be getting back in the action pretty soon here.
Let's go.
Right?
All the players are ready. Can return back to the action. Gave both teams a little bit of a mental break there and a technical pause, even if they weren't talking about strat or anything, though they could have been. No rules against that here.
Yeah,
Isn't a pro league.
no, for sure. That's going to give UMF plenty of time to figure out how they want to adjust. That defense seemed to be doing well until it just fell apart. You used to get a ton of picks all at the same time. We saw it around like that on Nighthaven. Something that UMF's going to have to work to avoid. And, well, maybe they'll be able to do that with the operatives they brought here. The Azami, really good at setting up these lines of sight that just block them off. You see there the Shrine Kiba. Going to allow someone to play a bit more aggressively or maybe support his teammates over by jumping.
Yeah, or even just, yeah. You can be greedy with them and use them just to stall out. Combine them with the Goyos and try and just keep the push from coming in for as long as possible.
Uh-oh. They miss a
reinforcement? Yeah, but I've actually seen this strategically be opened a lot because it is a little quicker to get that peek out into that double wall if you have that single panel open. I don't think you get detected until you're actually peeking outside, so could be strategic, could have been a bit of a misstep. Not sure where the extra reinforcement would have gone, but if UMF can make it work, they can make it work.
Looks like UC seems to be starting with more direct side takes, so that rotate's going to come into effect pretty quickly here.
And this is pretty not unusual. I don't want to say it's standard, because it's kind of split 50-50, but, you know, direct teaks, kind of common, and also just fully focusing on the other side of the map. I think UC are actually split up right now, trying to do both a little bit.
They got the Geisha wall, and it looks like Darkmar's going to rotate over towards the main wall and try to clear that now.
Ooh.
There's the left click, waiting oh so patiently.
Here. Oh, Bridge gets downed in drum. I don't know if they know he's down, though.
UC does get the wall open.
They do. It's going for the pick, and he gets the pick onto Cream there.
But he is flamed
It's
out of sight. He
outside
can't get
from his
back.
own flame. Oh no!
Oh, that's so
Dark Matter
unfortunate.
picking up the trade.
Bridge looks like he's gonna be safe to get picked up here. And Doctor's gonna do just that. Keeps it to a 4v4. Minute left. Plenty of map control, but immediately Bridge goes right back down to the flank.
Oh, and the
And it was
knife.
2.
Oh man, that is quite the flank from Saito. Picking up 2 to make this a 4v2. With 50 seconds left, UC does have a potential shot bringing this back, but it's going to be quite the challenge, especially with the 2 players being nowhere near each other. And
Now they know where Duck Duck
Lion
is.
spotted.
He's gonna try to rotate out his teammate, but he's got very little time to do that.
30 seconds left. UC still out in the balcony. Not a ton they can really do. Perhaps get a pick here. No, barely misses him. Darkmire's still patiently waiting, seeing get anything for free. Walks into sight. No one there, but Lion gets picked off. Traded out. And traded out again.
Too many guns for
Right,
Dark Matter to
UMF.
fight there.
Around him. As
What a flank from Saito. UC
that
had
was
stalled.
quite the flank.
They were trying to figure out how they wanted to make the rescue work, and in that time, the flank comes in while they're hesitating, and perfect timing, gets 2 kills, and sets the round in their favor. Now to match points.
Match point UMF. They're gonna go back to Karaoke Tea. No, actually, they're gonna go to Barbecue Kitchen and try to hold a little more of the map.
Especially at the last second, that first defensive round on Karaoke. Still fresh in their heads.
I think UMF might be thinking that they might have kind of gotten a better understanding after playing, you know, all of Nate Haven and now playing most of Skyscraper. They might just also start to get a read on UCR6. Now, I would say they're capitalizing on mistakes, like quite obvious mistakes that are very easily fixed. You know, no flank watch, no flank drones, no nomad, gridlock, what have you. So I guess the real question is, if UMF has UC's number, can UC fix the mistakes they're making?
Oh, the better team is going to make fewer mistakes, and so far this map has been UMF.
This is true.
Look at the op that's been brought out. Here does Bridge this time on the shield op, and it's a blitz.
Love to see me a blitz. Don't see them very often. Especially in a more strategic fashion, kind of as a Monty replacement, but you can blind people. You usually see the blitz as just kind of like, I'm going to run in here and make sure the person in front of me can't see me so I can kill them.
Now that seems to be mostly what he's doing, just clearing this the side of the first floor. I was getting out those cams and going to push in towards delivery, closer to sight.
I guess that is what he's doing, but will he be able to... It does seem to be doing this pretty carefully and slowly, though. It's calculated.
Yeah, he's not rushing their rank style. Even though this is a ranked playlist, he has a bit more patience.
Yeah. Legion Mind gives away the position, and I don't remember that room.
Bridge is able to sneak back. He's able to get all the way through. Now UMF dropping back to counter this blitz, but that's going to leave up the top floor a bit more open for UC to push in from.
Potential little flank here. No, not quite. Blitz. Oh, but it gets traded out.
Huge pick from Zat.
I mean, down a C4, but down a blitz as well. That's one nuisance that the defenders do not have to worry about for the rest of the round. Still, UC, not quite sure that they have the map control that they really want here. They might be going for more of a window plant, and they might actually have just barely enough to be able to go for it. Oh, almost doesn't get the down there. Barely gets him. He knows he's down with the blood trail.
He's his teammate above him. But Plant goes
There
down
you
and Ductor
see
gets a
it
kill,
now.
and it's a 4v2.
Attackers need to protect
An effective 1v4 here for UMF. Not great spots.
You said they had just enough control to get that Plant down.
They
Barely
did,
any
they
map
just-
control, but just enough.
and they recognized they had it as well. And she left me getting shot in the back by Cream, bringing Skyscraper to OT. This is an attacker-sided Skyscraper.
As is wild. I was expecting, you
don't
know, a
get to see
3-0,
these.
2-1 on defense. Not because I expect one of these teams to be better, but just because it's Skyscraper. And winning attack
Exactly.
rounds on Sky is hard, but we've seen 4 of the 6 rounds so far have been attack wins.
So now I would expect both teams to go office here. It seems that the karaoke side just seems impossible to hold. And honestly, if it went to last possible round of OT, I might even see a bedroom defense.
Maybe. Sometimes there's just weird games where just things are upside down for seemingly no reason. If you can't figure it out, you might as well try something different.
For sure.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they
UMF bringing the exact same, I believe the exact same lineup as before for this side. Hopefully for them, UC doesn't read too much into it. Though they might be bringing Monty this time, which would be a little different. I'll have to see how their repicks go. Almost said attacker 6-pick. Haven't had that in years.
Ah, I missed that. The mind games you can play.
Good old days.
bomb located by attackers. 10 seconds to insertion.
Seems that you see sticking this Monty here, and
Attackers objective
probably gonna go for
bomb.
map clear or a very aggressive Monty push. I'm not quite sure. It seems like he might just go for the aggressive Monty push here. Ooh,
Not just that,
Zad
but a spawn
ready for
peek
this
potential.
run out. Oh man, he might be,
He might
he
get
might
it.
be able to get it. He hears the rappel.
Oh,
Tags him
tons
up.
of damage, but not quite enough.
Honestly, for a early round engagement, I wouldn't be too unhappy with that. You get a couple tags. Don't lose any HP yourself. Don't really use any utility or lose anything out of it.
Oh, for sure. That's all in the favor of UMF right there. Similar take to what we saw last time he was attacking this. Taking that Geisha wall first. Difference here, Bridge this time was on the IQ. Now on the Buck. Looking to go below maybe. Isn't below in delivery.
Trying to flush out any players in Rum, but
He's clearing out ghosts.
there's no one there.
There's 2 drones there. You know that's clear. What's not clear there is Shrine. Zad has dropped back to there and looking to maybe get a pick early on and finish that kill he started earlier. There's the Monty, and that's going to make it hard for him. New shield sprint mechanic we were talking about
Freaking out
earlier.
a little bit here. Potentially able to. They can pick off this Monty early.
Got him isolated now, but he can't really swing out too much from the rest of the coverage. But they got a triple crossfire on him right now.
Ridge got tagged up in that last engagement.
They're really trying.
Lots
Can't
of
quite get the
swings
shot,
and misses.
Bridge though goes down and Drum loses that fight. And impressive UC not able to support. It's all Pop alone as Cream goes to support his teammate. Pick him back up, but Pop's stuck. He can't get out too much right here.
Monty not really doing much aside from just kind of staring down the Sazami and saying, hey, the Zami's still there.
And burning plenty of
Cream gets
time.
finished off. Now there's no one behind the Monty, so he's just kind of being a mountain and standing in
Yeah.
place.
UC looks to wrap. Monty's not gonna be able to move well, but he's distracting attention right now. So Buck's gonna work below sight and try to get some extra pressure to help his team out. Dark Matter and Duck look maybe for a Xe executes.
Ooh, Pop almost
Seconds left.
getting a pick off with the pistol on Monty.
10 seconds remaining.
And it's like
Shotgun
Fuses have to
gets
come in
out.
here.
It's 2, and now it's just a lot of trades. UMF win the round out on the office side.
I think Pup just got a little bit too aggressive in that shrine area. He isolated himself, and that means that UMF could just lock him down there. That Monty's he's fading attention, but he's not contributing much to his team.
I think I don't know if he didn't really seem stuck. I think it was more that he just didn't really seem to know what to do. Like he didn't really have a lot of options to push. 'Cause you
Yeah,
had to push
he had enough
Shrine.
crossfires there. He couldn't push up. He could have backed out. That's
He
true.
could have backed out and pushed Terrace, but that's his only other option. So I think he just kind of got stuck, and UMF kind of capitalized off of the fact that they knew the Monty was just kind of chilling. So at that point it's a 3v5, 3v4. I mean, you just down the man
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
in exchange for some intel, but
Yeah, UC just too slow to call for that rotate. They did eventually sending that buck below. How is trying to get the clear from below. Didn't get anything out of it, and then 15 seconds they're breaching house wall trying to make the execute. That's too little, too late.
now UC back on defense. Going for the karaoke side. They did win the karaoke side, so this does make a lot of sense. UMF probably not going to do the same stuff they did before, since it kind of just fell apart like a pile of dominoes.
And we're seeing
like
that, dude.
that
There's
as
no
zombie.
Monty.
Left before insertion.
No Monty, bringing the Nomad for the Nomad and Gridlock. They really don't want to get flanked.
Locate a bomb and
The nasty one-way angle.
Oh, I've not seen that. That is fantastic.
Up in that window and you're dead. Especially the ACS in that range. 2 shots to the chest, that's all it takes.
Sure.
Looks like that's going to be the first contest as UMF is taking an XE side over.
I would expect maybe to get, try and get this wall open. They have the Gridlock to potentially go for it.
Well, UC is
But
not
UC
bandit tricking. They've got the 2-bar right there to slow down that entry.
Yeah, I mean that's as good. What? 45 seconds? I think. Are they 15 seconds each?
I think they're longer than that. I forget exact time, but it burned a ton of
20?
time.
Like it's almost a minute of waiting for the Tuvero canisters to.
No, they haven't even used. They've used one so far. On the house side, not even the main side. They burned a minute at a time.
With an ace charge, you really aren't able to. I think that works. But an ace
Duck up
charge,
with the
you
easy
aren't
solution.
able to stall as much as
No.
a thermite. Ooh, almost gets a pick up onto the player outside of that single. Barely gets out of dodge there.
With Terrace castled off, UMF has an entry point. They got to worry about Pup now, though. Coming in from Dragon, gets his first pick, and immediately goes down.
Almost traded. If they can confirm it, it's a trade.
I think that's going to be a
Don't
functional
think they're
trade.
able to.
I don't think you can get to him. There's the finish.
Actual trade.
But
There we go.
more important than the trades is the time burned. It's a 4v4, and you got plenty of utility still up on both sides, but a minute left on the clock. Duck's not been cleared from his position.
Oh,
Almost as. Not about one way. Not quite as one way as you thought it was.
oh.
There's the
Gets the
picks
pick,
coming
but then
out.
gets traded out. It's now a minute left. UMF have the opposite side control that they were going for, but only a minute. And actually, they still have the hard breach. They still have a way to go up, but Bridge on the nice little angle there picks up Zats on the buck, just kind of alt walking in. Not looking as good for UMF here.
It's a little too
really
aggressive.
gotta
You've
pull
got
out.
time. Yeah, I got a minute left. You got to keep the tempo up, but
They do only have 3 drones left, though.
yeah, that drone economy is hurting from how long it took them to clear out Pop and Duck.
15 seconds to go.
This looks like it's gonna go all the way.
10 seconds.
10 seconds left. They gotta make this work now or never. And
5 seconds.
seems like it might be.
Pistol out, 3 kills to get. Somehow it doesn't die, but
Out of time.
not enough to win the round.
Doesn't die, doesn't get any consolidation kills. We're going to max OT here.
And this isn't just map point. This is potential for the entire match if UC is able to pull out this attack round. Attack, well, hasn't worked as well in OT as it did earlier in the game.
I mean, these are the two. Those are the two sites I would have expected. You know, I expect EMF to win the office. They won out in on the second half, and I would expect UC to win karaoke. They won it in the first half. So here is going to be the real challenge. UMF have to not repeat round 2 or round what 5.
Round 1. This round 1 was
Yeah.
their defense, wasn't it?
No, they attacked. They attacked.
Oh, that's
They-
right. So it's
defense
round 4 then,
so
yeah.
By attackers.
Round 4 or 5. No, it was 4, where
The first round of defense,
they
round
just
4,
get
yeah.
swamped. So
Stats say that UC should be able to take this, but we're on a backwards map from just what the stats would say anyways, with how much the attack has won. I mean, even a 50-50 split on attack so far is really high.
yeah, I mean, if there's a time and a place to turn it around and have an upset round into
10 seconds.
I guess it would be an upset map into an potential upset match. Now is the time. Now is the time UMF need to pull out all the stops if they want to
That's a-
continue to play in this tournament.
Question is, what is the adjustment? Because it looks like UC's bringing out a similar lineup, but there's not even the vert, at least yet, for Black Stairs. Now it looks like it's gonna set up. So it's gonna get set up, but what's the adjustment on how they're gonna play it? Are they more aggressive on the verts? The Bandit alive longer? Or the Jaeger? Maybe he can contest a little bit earlier and hold on for just a bit longer.
Attackers have located a bomb.
I'm not too sure. I don't think there was any change in the lineup. I don't think there's any change in the setup. It seems like they're just kind of doing the same thing and expecting a different result. I mean, the potential is there if they win gunfights, you know.
I think the
that is
setup was
always the
fine. It
difference,
was just,
but-
I think they weren't watching the vert at the right time, but Pup has, I looked away for a second and Pup's already in the top.
almost getting native by his teammate. I think what they're playing here, I think the adjustment is they're playing a lot more conservatory with what's going on. They didn't have the Jaeger just die right away and then pick. You know, the Monty walked up, they just gave him the space and said, now what? Now what are you gonna do?
Does Dark Matter have the line to get that wall open from here? He's still getting contested from Karaoke, and Pup doesn't have an angle to clear him out.
And this is actually proving a lot more difficult. It seems you see anticipated. Ooh, but the Izami gets picked off.
Bridge from
by
the verts.
Bridge. Ooh.
Now he's gonna get that wall open. Pup with the shield down. Almost loses his life. That would have been catastrophic. But here, Monty starts walking in. Maybe to start to get
now
that
he's
plant
just gonna
down,
be able
maybe.
to-
Oh, but the
Ooh,
smoke
and he gets smoked out. The smoke.
It's
And then the
actually Dark
finish,
Matter.
oh my.
with the diffuser. He goes down. Case is down. 3v3,
No,
but Case is down
4v3.
in the building, and UC has only Bridge in the map right now. Looking to link up with
All the
Cream and
ways
get that
this round to
diffuser.
go. I was not expecting this.
Cream or Bridge is able to pick up the Case and get into Karaoke. They might be able to still salvage this. They've got Duck on the coverage from Karaoke window.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Well, that's gonna be a
Good
rough
down man
running
count.
across with the player playing in T.
Oh, yeah.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
Oh,
There's the
inside
angle.
of
Case goes down
pick.
again. 30 seconds left, and it's a 2v4 for UC. Can they pull it back to win the match? 1v4 for Duck on the Karaoke window. Oh, it's not looking good for him.
He's rotated around, but they know exactly where he is now. Probably just gonna get swung. They want their kill.
Doesn't even get a bullet
We're
off.
Going to map 3.
What a game on Skyscraper. What a wild game to watch.
That was quite a good match.
The attacks
Good game.
dominated until OT, and then we went back towards normal, where defenses actually played off better. It actually ended up playing like similar to a normal Skyscraper game. Just the regulation was backwards what we thought.
I think a lot of it came down to UMF just they found the picks when they really needed to, and that just opened up. I think every round they won. It was just getting the pick they needed to, and they could do what they wanted. Now going into map 3, which will be Cafe, which, if I recall correctly, not the favorite of a few of the UC players. Um, though UC does get to choose their starting side, so they
Yeah.
do have that advantage for having one map 1-4-1, 4-1, right? I believe it was.
Yeah. With a round differential advantage, they get to pick the side and they're going to start on defense.
Cafe, one of those. I think Cafe is one of those maps that's, depending on the lobby, it can be either very defender sided or very attacker sided.
It can really go either way for sure. And I think in general it tends to be defender sided, but nowhere near how defender sided Skyscraper is for sure.
Yeah, based off of SI, I think it's one of the, it is the closest map. Now it also has the lowest amount of sample size, but 53% defensive win rate. So very
And
close
defensive
to a
meta, that's
50-50.
pretty low.
It is very low. So
Interested to see what UC is able to bring out in this defense and what attacks MF is going to come up with. That Monty from both of them wasn't really as oppressive as we thought it was going to be. It was used a lot, and they got him into places that frankly Monty shouldn't have been able to get to, but
Yeah.
neither team was able to do too much with him.
and that's kind of what I was saying about Monty is really good, but you have to be really good at Monty. And I'm not trying to talk smack on any of the players, but they are definitely not professional Monty players or anything close. Monty is probably the hardest character in the game to learn and to play correctly and everything. So I don't blame them. So it seems that they just didn't have the practice that they thought they did, and the other teams capitalized on it.
It's so dependent on team play. You have to play Monty with your team, and if your team isn't quite able to capitalize, then no matter what you play, you do, it does not matter.
Yeah. Would not expect to see a lot of Monty on Cafe though.
No, certainly not as much. There's a lot of repel play here, especially for that top floor.
Yeah. Notorious part about Cafe is getting into the map.
It takes you 30 seconds just to get to the building in the first place. Never mind actually getting in.
Sometimes longer.
Yeah, it depends on how many spawn peaks are coming out. One other thing that Cafe is well known for, and the Ubi devs have admitted, and it didn't do as well with that rework, is how many spawn peaks are available on this map. Almost every window you can walk up to and see at least a spawn or two.
Yeah. I mean, the trade-off though is like, in my opinion, almost all the spawn peaks are pretty easy to counter. So
for sure.
it might take you a minute to get to the map, but you're starting the round with a 4v5. So as long as you're diligent, you should be, for the most part, it's fine. Another 100 for same
Another
reason.
100 for UMF? Is that 200 to 100 for UMF now?
Check. Yes, we have $200 polling at UMF and $100 polling for UC. It seems like
Uh-oh.
UMF is the crowd favorite. Another anonymous donation. Thank you very
There's
much.
those Cincinnati reps.
Ooh. I would like to say it would be. I would like to say it would be an upset, but I don't even know if it would be an upset. It does seem, given the right map and the right conditions, these two teams are actually pretty equal. It's pretty good. It's good entertainment. So
I think
maybe the
UC
power of
definitely
the
looked more
polls will-
comfortable on Nighthaven, but a few mistakes on Sky and eventually let that slip to UMF. So I don't know. I think it's going to really depend on which team is more comfortable here on Cafe.
Yeah, and I mean, I would have to assume that UC is at least somewhat comfortable on Cafe. But I know that Duck Duck hates this map with the passion of 1,000 suns. And apparently Pop also really doesn't like this map. So I'm not sure. Maybe it was a misclick or something. Who's to say?
I don't know. It's also older information, so all these teams have been practicing for the semester. The
True.
season is pretty much closing up at
Right.
this point. So, been a minute since I've seen UC Red play. Maybe they've worked on Cafe. Maybe this has become their map now. As for UMF, I don't know.
That is true.
It's
I
some
mean,
teams
I
love
do
Cafe.
know.
It seems very polarizing of a map.
Yeah, individually, players they're like, I don't mind Cafe, or I hate Cafe.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who's really like, oh, Cafe, it's an okay map. I don't mind it.
I
It's
think
it's
it's
very
alright, yeah.
polarizing. I think it can do
Yeah.
with a few balconies, and it becomes a lot better. Maybe cover some spawn peak subs. You can get into the building a little bit, and then especially around that piano area,
Yeah.
maybe just like
I mean,
a balcony, right? You can throw a floor stone on there easier rather than
mean,
driving
yeah.
up the side of the roof. No, so I don't think it's too bad.
I don't think it's a horrible map. I know a lot of people do. And to that I say Emerald Plains. And
I
Lair.
think most people can agree with that.
Yeah, those two maps are much worse.
Especially there. I actually don't think I would mind Emerald Plains. I'm not sure because I haven't played it too much, ranked and such. But
It's not.
I
good. It's-
haven't played a scrim on it, right? So I don't know how it would play out in a comp setting as much.
I guess, but I mean, there's a reason it's not in comp, right? Like,
Well, that's fair.
it's just
I think it
It's
might
like-
come in though. I think that might be
just
one
a
of the
little-
next maps to come in.
it's a little better than Bartlett, but it doesn't have the charm that Bartlett does. I don't know. Looks like both teams are ready.
There we go.
To our final map of the first match.
Now for all the marbles of this semifinals match, winner of this map will be going to finals.
Yes, sir. Maybe we'll see some interesting bands here as well. Or we could see the most standard bands. Who's to say? You see? Banning the Ying.
I like that band.
Interestingly. I mean, it's a great band on Cafe. It prevents cocktail takes pretty much. Prevents a lot of just fast takes on the first floor.
I don't
UMF
know. There
banning
you go.
Monty. I don't know if I like that band that much. Does feel a little wasted, but maybe for first floor defense, it could make sense. Banning the Valk
That one
makes
out. There we
sense.
go. That's a solid band that you see all the time on Cafe. So many nooks and crannies to put your Valk cams in.
Lot of soft destruction.
Lots of
Some
soft destruction, lots of
C4.
hurts.
And
And that one's
Mira.
pretty standard, yeah. Mira, especially on that top floor. And doubles up for reading. So many deep angles that you can play with Mira, and it's just so hard to play against.
Yeah, but that does mean that Azami is left up, where you can play in piano.
Mhm.
Play a very aggressive top floor. Means Fenrir is still up. You can play around his gadget, which is still broken. Like it's so good. Solus is still up if you want to have the vert control, the drone hunting and everything. So it's an interesting ban.
Looks like UC's gonna be bringing the Azami of those options. Those are Maestro. Oh, and swapped off the
Ooh.
Azami for an Echo. Echo Maestro combo. With the
Man,
mutes.
I really feel like I'm back in year 4 right now.
Yeah, this is an old lineup.
Yeah.
To locate and defuse bombs.
When all these options have had a change since then. I mean, why no longer has a shields, castle, a fourth barricade, and super shorty. You got the third cam from Maestro. Echo.
No
I just
more
been back and
invisible
forth. A
yokai.
shot. No more invisible yokai, but the shotgun's so much better now. You see Duck running that.
True. And mute just got thicker.
Yeah, not much of a change from you.
That's about it.
He's one of those staple operators, been around for a while and hasn't had a need to see much change. But I think that change makes it is actually as a buff for him. I think that helps him out a little bit. Yeah, people tend to like to be faster, but the extra health
No,
is really nice for them when you're anchoring.
It helps solidify his identity as a banker who does site changes. Almost some interesting picks there. Bringing the Flores, they showed a Habana, which would have been great to deal with these castles. And then they almost brought a Ram. I think they thought it was not the top floor for a minute.
Yeah, Ram wouldn't be too useful on a top floor site.
No, not at all. And I
Man.
do like to see the Dokkaebi.
Ah, you know where I've seen this from was that Akron, Georgia game I was mentioning earlier.
Oh man.
That was June, I believe,
with
playing the
Dark
elevator.
Matter.
Picked off early.
Oh,
You got caught by
I think he
the
got
white
picked off from
window.
white
Oldest
window
trick in the book, just the pre-fire there. But yeah, he was in the
in
bathroom.
the bathroom. Oh.
Oh no, and that's not just him down, but those Maestro cams. They'll be still alive for camera usage, but no longer able to taste out any Jones or anything and play that jump.
Is that all of or almost all of their piano control as well?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
no
they-
one else covering piano.
If
Completely
if
surrendered
UMF
that.
figure this out, this could be rough for UC. So you got the top red wall open. They
And
open up the
Bridge with his
castle
back
barrier.
exposed now. Well, that's a tough position.
I mean, does still have the shield, has the castle there. He has the potential maybe to run around to the corner of the pillar there, but Duck gets downed.
Although walking through the open, he gets caught out, and now Bridge is going to have to drop back. UMF's done a great job isolating some of these players and getting almost uncontested picks. Barely any damage done in return. Now it's Pup who's
Now they-
made his way back up.
Drop the bomb diffuser.
Gets the down.
Not going to finish that though. And it's Bridge down below still. Burned his Nitro, but he looks like he's still playing on the verts. But no! Cut
Just
from
picked it up.
Laundry! Where did Nomad come from?
Oh.
Bridge wasn't ready for that.
I think the Nomad might have just jumped in like bottom red or came
I
up
thi-
brown or something.
I think so.
This is quite the rough situation. 2v5 now. Left him getting picked up.
Pup knows that no one's there, knows to play for I don't mind, but it's going to have to play up with his teammate a little bit. Try to play some sort of crossfire, but Plant is going down. Is Pup able to contest it?
On there.
Are activating the
Oh,
Plant goes
nice
down.
little crossfire there.
Trade it back
Gets
out.
traded. And would have been quite the challenge for Cream to come back from that 1v4, 1v3.
Yeah, lots of very decisive rounds these games. It's very back and forth. Not necessarily close rounds, but close plays in the grand scheme of things. The teams are seemingly fairly evenly matched. Just it really depends on what side they're playing. And that one,
And-
definitely UMass favor there.
I mean, definitely getting the early pick onto Dark Matter through the window. I want to say he was probably on cams as well.
Almost certainly has a Maestro there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only that, but then
just-
the Echo going down too. Plant couldn't be denied.
Yeah.
Echo even down second, walking through the open, through where there was, there was a player watching. The middle of piano, no cover.
Diffused by attackers.
I
Yeah,
think
that-
just a little bit too
Couple
aggressive there.
free
Looking
picks.
looking for some kills there.
The location of a bomb.
We need to play the util just a little bit more.
Maybe if it was if it was like a 3v2 or something, you're down the man. You got to make that that aggressive play, but
Yeah, you don't got to do that in the
unfortunately
45.
4v5, it's still defender sided. No, not really necessarily, but you still have the
Yeah.
advantage of being on defense.
It's not so bad. I mean, a 4v5 is nowhere near as bad as like I don't know, a 2v3 or so, a 1v2 or something like that. It's much easier to win a 4v5 than it is anything lower, as you can still hold crossfires. As you lose your players, you lose the ability to hold crossfires, and that is the name of the game, especially on defense.
Exactly. Now on the first floor bomb site, UMF bringing a lot of soft destruction with the Buck and the Ram here, a little bit in the gridlock. They have the Habana for the hatch, and that's about it. It does not seem they want to take any of the walls. Probably just gonna
And-
leave Bakery and learn entirely.
You see, not even roaming. Bridge, mid red floor and red stairs there, but he's the only one up here. Looks like he's playing for a Nitro on the red drop and then maybe falling back after that.
I will admit, when you extend on the first floor into like VIP and Kochek and Bakery, it's really, really hard to roam.
Absolutely.
You kind of need to have so many players out in these extra positions. So it makes sense that they don't have anyone roaming, especially since the vert doesn't really pick anyone off in those positions, but just giving the UMF so much map control.
Map control that they haven't been able to take yet. They have not been
They
able to clear out bridge, and Ductex playing on those brown stairs, and he's looking for that new Bauk drop. Looks like this Nomad Headland's going to force him to pull back a little bit. The Air Shepherd stop his push up. And off that call, Bridge is also going to drop back, it looks like. Maybe. He's thinking about it. He might get there some. There we go. But a minute and a half burned on very light roam. But now the first starts getting opened. Oh, Vert, there is plenty of that. And they got Ram and Buck for that. These floors are gone.
That is one of the nice things about Ram is she has made the amount of time it takes to open the vert like this. She's decreased it by so much because you just gotta throw a drone, press a button, throw a drone, press the button.
And it's passive too, so you can open up the Vert and be shooting through it at the same time.
Yeah.
But
So
how many shots have rung through it so far? As I say that, left click is the opening kill of the round at a cream. Just 45 seconds left in the rounds.
Ooh, C4 onto Ryder.
Once.
Nice.
30
little
seconds
C4.
left.
Not sure if they had intel for that.
Where is this executing come from? They got all the Vert, but they don't have anyone pushing sight at all.
Oh, that was the Habana that they got with the C4.
Looks like they're
Gonna
gonna go for a
have to push
freezer
the
side,
shield.
but Poppy's here. Poppy and Dark Matter. Dark Matter gets it down onto Buck. And Pop playing his push up.
Seconds remaining.
Ooh, Saito getting a pick though.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Straight it out, straight it out.
To go.
1v2 effectively here. Gets the first.
5 seconds remaining.
Last guy's
Oh,
upstairs.
he's got case.
All bro has to do is run downstairs.
But can he get there in time?
Oh, he doesn't
Where's he
know.
running? He doesn't know.
He doesn't know. She left me looking the right way. It's there. Laying on that red wall.
Here's the
Like,
run
Cracker Barrel
back.
out.
Position compromised.
Oh, and through the
what an
chassis.
angle. That was a
Wow.
nice little angle there.
What a great job from UNF to really bring that back from what looked like it was going to be a tough execute. Unfortunately, couldn't secure it all the way, but I thought that round was over for them.
Even still, that round being a loss, that was still a very, very close round.
Oh, yeah.
And considering, you know, their plan initially was probably like open the hatch, play white. The Habana got picked off, and they said, okay, well, we can't do that anymore. So let's just walk down and get it. We get a pick, and then we can trade. And that's exactly what they did.
If I'm UMF, I'm playing that with
Almost.
White Stairs, and I see a TCSG and Puppy behind the shield and the 90-degree crossfire. Oh, I'm terrified to push that. I mean, you don't have a choice with how low the time was. But imagine, do we to pull that back and bring it down to a 1v1.
Defuse bomb.
Really impressive work.
Yeah, and now UC are forced off of that side as well, so they might have more difficulties holding these middle sites or top site again.
Yeah, a site that
Last round.
here is, yeah, it's going to depend on a top floor hold to a decent extent with less util expended up there. And it was a site, that top floor, that UMF had seemingly no real issues clearing out.
Now UC might have the advantage in wasting time. They wasted a lot of time last round, and if they can waste a lot of time this round, you know, they have the opportunity to drop back, which is what they didn't have in the first round. So
Attackers are moving out.
Very curious
have
to
to
see
see how this
how
pans out.
aggressive they
Yeah.
play this up here. You see the photos getting set up, but also the storage wall completely reinforced off. No mirror, of course, and there's no setup in bathroom. So how aggressive is UC going to play this top floor?
I'm not sure. It seems like they want to play aggressively.
Yeah, I'm not sure they know either. They seem to be running back and
Yeah.
forth a little bit.
But I've seen some setups like this. You know, you double reinforce off storage or backstock, and then you just play a person pixel, and then they can just drop back, and it's no big deal. You play
But
that
none
cocktail
playing up
side to be
there.
heavy.
In fact, it's just Dark Matter on the top floor now. Bridge not coming up, but UMF starting to work over this cocktail side. As I said, the bridge drops back off. It is just dark matter on this top floor. Significantly later presence than you would usually see for this site.
Maybe they know that they don't really have to commit the people. You know, UMF is going to waste the time droning, especially since they brought the Solus on the red side to just kind of clean up on drones, see where they're droning.
And that's true. Ducknuck not playing on top floor, but he's definitely contesting this red side a bit. Dark Matter takes a chunk of damage.
Cream gets
And
picked up.
Cream is actually the first pick over in Train.
Not a great start for UC. Excellent start for UMF, though. Minute and a half left, 4v5.
Dark Matter is able to escape, but he's dropped back to site. That's top floor control. Should be seated here. Ducknuck gets the kill, though. Brings it back out. Bratty. Brown stairs angle.
Ooh, but Pup does get picked off by She Left Me on the Ram, but then gets traded back by Bridge, and then gets traded back by Buck. Now, an effective 3v1. This is a UMF round win.
I was gonna say, trades going back and forth, not in the favor of UC, though. But, man, okay. I guess that round happened. They're just kind of all over the place, and like we saw on one of those rounds on Nighthaven, where UC was able to just win 3-1s on different sides of the map. Flip the script. UMF now doing that, and, well, not a 3-0 defense, but it might as well have been. Those are pretty decisive rounds, all in the favor of UMF. And on attack, no less.
Yeah. And there is the chance that, you know, Cafe could just be attacker sided.
Oh, if Skywise, why not Cafe?
Yeah, exactly. But we'll have to see. UMF opting to go for the first floor first, instead of trying their luck on one of the upper floors. Going back the Echo here on the bottom floor. This is some old. I feel like I'm playing old Siege sometimes. This is stuff I would see.
Hey, these
Yeah,
are some older lineups.
even
I
after
mean,
the Echo changes.
everyone was saying the ACOG's back. It feels like old Siege again. I guess we're just bringing out the old lineups too.
Sure.
That said, I'm looking at this Legion and seeing a bulletproof camera. So I'm not expecting Legion to really roam. So likely a similar setup to what we saw from UC, where they're not really playing too much of an extension. And there you go. There's the shield and VIP.
Yep. A VIP extend. Probably gonna. Mine's not gonna play there, but at least give a couple discs.
I think the Warden there, even with the flashbang ability to sit there behind a flashbang.
Yeah.
Great
There's,
output there.
Ups and downs, you know, you have the Warden there, you can't get flashed, but you could lose your shield. You have the Wamai there, you can wait for all the flashbangs to get tossed, and then you throw one more Wamai disc right before the nade and catch it off to the side. There you go, there's that shield gone. Probably a Flores turn though. No mute jammer to support that shield. And Grodwall's getting open as well.
Great Flourish Stone usage. Can he get through the mute chamber?
Seems to be, but Duck not taking damage.
And she left me in a tough spot here. In that restaurant window, but somehow crosses it and keeps himself alive.
Matrix.
How did he
Matrix
escape that?
I don't know. And Pup, he gets picked off. Wow.
Wow, what an engagement.
Now
And a
Bridge
second
falls.
kills.
Ooh.
Do you see what's happening? These rounds were going so back and forth on the previous maps, and here it's all UMF.
I think UMF definitely, they definitely figured it out. That was definitely part of something they figured out. It seems that if they can get the picks.
Oh my
on
goodness,
these
the
picks
angle!
angles.
Wow!
Wow. And I think they might just take the minute and a half.
This is the time I've ever seen
Reevaluate
one.
what's going on.
It looked like it was
seems
gonna be a direct take. I mean, they wanted to get Garage. They got the shield. They did a great job with the Flores drones, and they started getting that pressure over from VIP side, but no kills came of it. Just deaths.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. UMF had to have played a bunch of those angles just perfectly, gotten all the picks they needed there, and not giving up the Warden either. I mean, the warden was dodging bullets like it's the Matrix, you know. But being able to get out and not just, not giving up that first pick, or not giving up that first pick for their side.
Look at all
I
these
think kinda
angles they've
helps.
got.
Oh man, that is.
I'm
that
not winning
is
that fight.
cheeky. Yeah,
I'm not a great
no.
gunner, but I'm not winning that fight. Wow. I had never seen this angle. This feels like it's UMF's map pick, but it's actually the OT pick.
Yeah.
That's an angle. That's an insane angle. Wow.
Especially if holding that with the one times.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, here come the runouts now.
And it's timeout. It's almost over. Cream just chilling, letting their team probably talk, recuperate. Because now, if UC wants to have a chance, they have to win next 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah, those putting money on UMF in chat. Hey, it looks like that's paying off here. We're on some match point, series point for UMF.
Oh.
How'd that happen? Where did that come from? UMF just taken this map and run with it. And had it not been for that one when they lost, they would have won this 4-0.
That is. Oof.
What a script flip. To losing Nighthaven as badly as they did, to sneaking in that win in Skyscraper OT, and now here, with a 3-1 lead on defense on Cafe. It's looking good for them for sure.
Yeah, I'd be very happy with the scoreline if I were UMF. Though they can't let it get to their head or anything, you know. Definitely, I've had plenty of games where it's been a 3-1 lead or 3-0 lead, and suddenly you're losing.
Absolutely, can't get complacent here.
Love to see the Aruni as well. I feel like I don't see a lot of Aruni anymore. So, love
Not
to see
anymore,
it.
no. I don't know
Yeah.
entirely what changed, but I kind of felt that too. It was just Aruni was never the right pick. I think that DMR has lost some viability with how many guns have ACOGs now, but I don't know.
I think it's just no, because it has an ACOG.
5 seconds left.
Well, I think just compared to the rest of the
I guess
options.
so, but like, I think maybe it's that, but like I think all the other utility that's possible in defense, you know, the
Yeah.
Rooney gates aren't as good.
There's a lot of good defenders that have come out recently. I think just edged Rooney out of the meta.
Yeah. Yes, you
And here,
probably
what is
traditional piano take here.
now? UC had a minute and a half to go and figure out how they wanted to take this site, and they knew it was going to come up here. Now, unless it went to reading, of course, but that's a strange
way,
rotation.
really.
to see.
Taking that shot, like, no matter where they went, they have to take this top floor.
Absolutely.
So,
And time to figure it out and look at this extension more. As we were talking about, like we expected to see from UC on this floor, there's that pixel shield. Warden playing there, covering over the piano. This looks like a top floor setup because it is. It's going to make it much more difficult to clear out that piano side. That's from that reading fence from UC earlier on.
ooh, Pup gets the first pick onto Ryder, though, all the way down in the basement.
Yeah, Fenrir down there.
I think the Fenrir is maybe just trying to roam on the middle floor and going for a pick on like bottom white or something. Just trying to look on the rappel. Yeah, because there's someone on that rappel there.
And Pop. Oh no! It looks the wrong way!
Ooh.
And Zach gets the trade back out. Unless the Buck was going to play some bottom-up pressure. No longer an option as Solus is able to sit down there. Getting kills in Dark Matter with the case. The entry points in the ticket. Able to get the shield out of the way, but takes a ton of damage and doesn't have necessarily the support he wants. Especially as Duck Duck goes down. It's his coverage on the Whitehall window. But Nothing's able to push in. Bought a little bit of time there. With 3v4 with a minute left. It's winnable for them. Certainly not in their favor. He's looking to go for that trash wall plants.
Oh,
Missing another player.
what a nice little shot. Headshot.
And Dark Matter
His
Peach the
second
crouch.
Wow.
It's laid out. All down to Cream. No 1v4 to save the map and the series.
That's one
And we
pick.
get a kill. He's got 30 seconds left to get two, and Solus is playing downstairs, playing so smartly there. We're to catch this plant. Use that gadget to see where the plant goes down. So even if Cream does get these 2 kills, Solus is gonna be below to one of the plants.
Attackers have recovered.
Into the crossfire,
And-
not gonna get it. And this flips.
UMF.
UMF takes it.
Wow.
Well played from them. Way to hold it
What a
together after that
series.
first map.
Yeah, that's. I'm
Dominant
impressed.
finish. Dominant finish. Great adaptations in Sky. Those OT rounds, just that last round especially, just to sneak that win in. And then here, I don't know entirely what they cooked up for Cafe, but it worked. And that was dominance.
Yeah, I mean, not only do they have like all that prep, but they were able to get out of map 1. You lose map 1 pretty hard like that. It can be really hard mentally just to recover. And they recovered really well on Skyscraper and really took it down to the map 3. So I believe now we will have the opportunity to talk with Saito from UMF for a short little interview. Okay.
Oh, there you go. What hit everyone?
Gotta congratulate your boys. Get ready for finals in the next few hours. I mean, I've
Hmm?
hello.
Hello, Saito. Congrats on your win.
Might have his headset off.
I heard
Definitely have
something.
done that before.
Yeah, he 100% has his headset mic off. But yeah, so we'll give him a little bit. But overall, I think the match was pretty exciting. I honestly, we were talking, back here in stream production land, and UC was actually first seed in this, so this is a huge win and huge upset for UMF.
Were the seeds actually seeded? I thought it was just.
No, yeah, the seeds were
Hello?
actually seeded. They were seeded.
Oh wow! So this
based
is
on
an
rank,
upset.
and then first come
Very
first
nice.
serve.
Hello,
so-
Hello, I'm
Hello,
Vito.
Saito.
Saito, Cito.
Cito.
Is it
Cito?
Cito? Oh, we've been saying it wrong.
I'm so sorry.
Oh,
My bad.
Tato's actually not here. He's going to pee. Okay.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Sorry, he went to pee real quick. He's literally. I see him running back as we speak.
Oh, you're good.
Someone go let him in, because I know he's running. Yeah. This is fun, guys. I appreciate this.
Yes, sir.
You said we're going straight to the next one. All right, I'll let them know real quick. Here you go, Vito. All right, he's here.
Oh, I guess. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi. Oh, jeez.
Hello.
Take a second for breath.
Dude,
Especially after that intense match, man.
yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
It's good, good. I mean, being down after that first map, how are you guys feeling and looking forward, especially since you're going into your map pick on map 2?
I don't know. After that first map, I'm gonna blame it on just not being ready. We didn't really warm up a lot for the first map. I just got off for work at like 8:30 or something like that. But after the team warmed up, we were confident. We knew Night Haven wasn't our best map. There was no like fear. So I don't know.
Hey, good job. I mean, pulling it back, 2 maps. Very impressive gameplay. So did you guys prepare at all for this tournament?
No, we did not prepare a lot. I mean, we had a game yesterday for a different tournament, so we kind of prepared, but we really didn't do any like VOD reviewing or prepping. It kind of just we played it for fun, really, and whatever happens, happens. We just want to have a good time.
Very fair.
Winning certainly helps with that, and what a win.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Sure.
Skyscraper, we were watching that, the regulation times where we were talking about how defenders had it as 70% defensive win rate SI, but in regulation, it was 4 of the 6 rounds played were attack wins. We're like, oh, wow, this is such a backwards match. And then
Yeah.
both you just flipped it back to normal for OT, defensive wins across the board.
I mean, yeah, we were very shocked that because we do watch SI a lot. We were like, okay, the attack's gonna kind of suck, but then defense will be fine. And when it went the other way around, we were like, oh, well, if this is how it's gonna flow, then just ride their wave. So, I don't
Yeah, totally. Just going with the flow and
actually, yeah.
adapting on what happens.
Mhm.
Was it towards the end? It seemed like you guys were kind of like had more of an idea of how UC were playing and kind of had their picture or their number.
On
Is that
Skyscraper?
what happened towards the end of Skyscraper and definitely on Cafe?
Oh yeah. Skyscraper, for whatever reason, we're like really bad at fighting Montang. So once we kind of just adapted to that, it was a lot easier to defend, and that's how we won those final rounds, I think. But on Cafe, I'd say that's the map that we've played the most, at least. And we just started droning more, calmed. Everybody was on the same page, and it was just 5 guys in flow state, and it worked out.
Well, very, very nice win. Very nice comeback.
you.
Definitely enjoyed watching it. One final question. This next game, Georgia versus Liberty.
Mhm.
Have any predictions or have any preference on which team you'd like to play later?
Georgia, no reason, but we just haven't played them, so just playing a new team will be fun.
Very fair. All right. And we will be moving on here shortly. Thank you very much for joining us for a short little interview, and we look forward to seeing you in a few hours when you play the winner of this next match.
All right, thank you.